start out with a lemon first. And if you haven't made preserved lemons before, which none of you have except Don. Don, you've made them? No, you haven't either. It usually takes, I don't know, it can take anywhere from a week to 10 days to 3 weeks. It depends on the recipe. But what we're going to do today are quick preserved lemons. You can get my lemon here. I'm going to cut my lemon into about 1/4-inch slices. And note my fingers, if you will. They're behind the knife, okay? When you're cutting and slicing, it's a little awkward until you get the hang of it. And it's taken me quite a while to get the hang of it. But you keep them back here and like that, so you don't cut through your knuckles. When we get to the end here, okay, so I say pause back, eyes down. Keep those paws back and eyes down. I'm going to put them in my, this functions, I got some new cookware recently, and this is from Salad Master, and this functions both as a saute pan or skillet and a saucepan. But if you're going to be cooking this at home and you don't have this particular cookware, you're just going to go with this, your regular small skillet. So to that, I'm going to add a 1/2 cup that I already squeezed of lemon juice on top of it. We're going to cover it like that. It's hard to show you, easier to see it. And then to that, I'm going to add my notes out here so I don't screw it up. There we go. 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. And it calls it coarse salt, but I mentioned kosher salt to tell you that it's not kosher because the rabbi has blessed it. It's kosher because of the size of the granular. So it's the coarse salt, because that's what you use when you kosher a chicken or you kosher meat, and that's why it's called kosher salt. Again, not because the rabbi said anything, prayers over it or anything like that. All right, so I'm going to put that on my simmer burner back there. Turn on the burner. Okay, Don, you up to speed on that? I don't want to leave them in the dust. All right. Here we go. We do that, and we're going to put it there, and we're going to heat it, and then we're going to cook it for about 10 minutes. So this is what's called a quick preserved lemon.
And it's a low simmer and it's covered?
Yes, to be covered. Yes, sir. Once it gets heated, then we're going to cover it. So once it starts to simmer, I kind of bring it to a little bit of a baby boil first, and then I'm going to cover it once it gets to that baby boil stage. And we're going to use only about half of this. And I will send out the recipe after so you can take notes, and then you'll be able to have it in your own kitchen. And then you know how to call me if you're getting a crisis. Like, you go, BJ, help. And hopefully I'll be around to answer your call. All right. So what we're doing here next is we're going to make our butternut squash stew, chickpea stew. We're going to cut our onion. We're going to take a medium onion. This is a little bit larger than a medium because I like them. We're going to do a regular yellow onion. You can use any color you like, but I'm going with yellow today because that's what I got. And we're going to take it and make it into a small dice. So I'm going to cut off one end over here. And then I'm going to peel the guy. I'm going to actually cut it down the center here as well. I'm leaving on, make a note, I'm leaving on the tail for now. Because I'm going to cut the dice, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a hack on that as well. We're going to get this puppy all peeled up, but leave his little tail on. I guess you'd call that the root. But, you know, in plain language, it's the tail.
And I'm going to jump in again. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, you know,
tell me not
okay,
to.
let's just say this. This is interactive. Jump in anytime.
Well, and that's right. And so for anybody that came in late, this is what BJ does once a month, and I see that Pat joined us, and Pat
Oh
is
yeah.
also kind of a regular. And by the way, I know we're from everywhere in the U.S. Probably. I changed my name so you can see I'm from Boulder, Colorado, or where I am now, not originally. But if anybody wants to do that, you can in the participants list, you can change your name under the more. I think it lets you change your name if you just want to add where you're from, which is kind of a fun thing to see. And this is what BJ does every month. Loves for people to show up, and we just talk. I mean, we'll have like 6 or 7 people, and we're all chatting as she's cooking and as we are all cooking, because usually at least half of us are also cooking at the same time. So I just wanted to throw that out. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
done.
good. No, and again, jump in anytime. That's what I love about doing this, is that it's interactive. It's, hey, I used to do this in my kitchen, and then COVID came, and I was missing everyone. So I brought it online to cook. I call it cooking in Zoomunity. And then we're in the Bay Area, we moved to Phoenix, and our kitchen is like half the size as it was in California. So we're still on Zoom. All right. So you got this like this, right? You see how I cut this guy that way, left his tail on. And again, what we want to do is we're going to slice like this, which is why I left the tail on. You're going to be really careful. You're not going to look up. I'm going to look up right now so I can kind of show you. It's a little hard to, if you're not in the midst of it, but keep those knuckles back. Pause back, eyes down. And if you don't want to do it from scratch, feel free to buy them already diced up in your store. But I'm kind of a like from scratch gal, so I really like to cut myself. I don't like to cut myself, but I like to cut them myself. And that little tail at the end is what's going to hold them together. And sometimes I have to come over on this side, again, holding my paws back. And then what we'll do is go like that. Guys see that? Everybody see what I'm doing? All right. When you get to the end and you kind of have to wind your way around sometimes. And be sure to get your Kleenex out, because this is always making me cry. And time again, I say to myself, I'm going to put my onion in the refrigerator, and then I forget. Woo! And because this is calling for a medium onion, and this was kind of a large guy, I'm just going half here. I'm making a call. Now, I don't know about you, Don, but my my lemons are right up there, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn that down to a simmer and cover. Ah, all right. I can't help myself. I might have to do just a little bit more of my onion, another little half. Ah, like I say, get the Kleenex out. Does everybody else have that same experience with onions? Oh yeah. So I know that when I'll put the rest of this onion in the refrigerator, and then I'll say, I'll take it out because I'm going to do something else with it. And then I'll go, dang, dog, why didn't I do that with everything? All right, so I'm going to get that guy. Again, pause back, eyes down. Pause back, eyes down. Okay. All right, I've got that cooking back here, the lemon, and I'm going to put my timer on for 10 minutes. And my 34-year-old niece says, Auntie, why do you use the timer on the stove? You have a timer on your phone. And I go, boomer, old school, old school. All right, we got that. So I'm going to go ahead and saute these guys in my large skillet. And in this case, what I like to do is I like to put my olive oil in. At the same, I'm going to put some earth balance, a tablespoon of earth balance, and a tablespoon of olive oil. And I'm going to put those in and then turn on my pan because I like to get everything up to speed at the same time. Because otherwise, what I find is if I have my pan too hot, because I'm an impatient person like that, you put the butter in and you put the olive oil in and everything starts to go nuts. And then you put your onions in, and the next thing, instead of sauteed onions, what you've got are burnt onions. Believe me, and I've tried to pass them off as that's how they're supposed to be, but really, never. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going with a tablespoon of earth balance because that's the, well, this is actually not earth balance. This is one, if any of you have a natural grocery store near you, anywhere, this is what I like to buy, the butter plant-based. Oh, you got the earth balance. I see you back there. I'd say this one costs half about that cost. So, Don, next time go out to your natural balance store. I mean your natural grocery store. What was I thinking? Okay, and then I'm going to put a tablespoon of olive oil. And I've fallen in love with this grazza. I don't know if you guys have seen that out there.
I actually do go to natural grocers, and I have used that one, but for this one, I needed to go to. It was more convenient to go to Whole Foods, and that's the
Oh
only
yeah,
thing.
no, when it is, it is. Yeah, I get the same thing because those are my three stores: Natural Grocers, Sprouts, and Whole Foods. But that's just because I spent my lifetime in my career. Those were my customers. Until all those people other ones step in Safeway and Albertsons and Bonds and everybody else. They said, we want in on some of this for a minute until they realized how expensive it was to be in the natural foods business. Hope I don't have any people out there from the grocery world that, any grocers out there? Okay, I'm safe. All right, I'm going to melt this, get this warm enough. While I'm waiting for that to heat up, our next thing we're going to tackle is probably the most time consuming and the most rigorous part of this, which is to cut our butternut squash, because these guys are ornery things. Let me tell you. And Don's not going to have that problem today because he went out and got a delicata squash where you can use the skin, and he likes them better. There he is, delicata, right there, striped. Nice, right? Okay, I'm going to get my onions going in here now, and then I'll move on to the squash. Wow. Okay. Stir my onions around in here so they get equally coated with both the plant-based butter and the olive oil.
BJ,
Yeah.
what do you have your the onions set at? Medium low, low?
I've got it at my stove runs really hot, so I have mine at kind of a low. But onions are something that you want to cook slowly. And I do know that most of us, me for sure, like to put the onions in and get them cooked. But really, the most flavor that you're going to get out of your onions is when you cook them slowly. So I'm going to saute these onions. And while they're sauteing, what I'm going to do, which is something I really like to do, is I'm going to put my spices in as they saute. which is again why we want it to be kind of slow. So my spices are going to include 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. So we'll go through that together. Here's my teaspoon. So and I'm gonna cook these slowly because we need some time to cut our squash anyway. But I'm going to now that I've got them in there and I've got them stirred around a little bit, I'm going to add my spices. Are you with me, Dawn? I'm gonna add the 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. And you really want to have that just at that slow pace. And then I've got my, let's see. Oh, okay. Put that guy. And I don't like to put my garlic in until I'm done with my spices and then slowly add the garlic because that is something that burns really, really easily. And I always think it's a mistake when they tell you to put your onions and your garlic in at the same time. Not in my kitchen. Okay, so then I'm going to put a stick of cinnamon. It says 3 inches on my. I'll go with that. I don't like an over cinnamony, but I don't.
So if you don't have a stick of cinnamon,
Yeah.
and instead I want to use some ground, what do you think?
Think about maybe 1/4 to a 1/2 teaspoon, depending on how much you like cinnamon. I love cinnamon, but not always so much in my cooking. Okay, so while that is starting up, I know I promised to do the squash next, but we're going to do the garlic next. Does anybody have one of these garlic jacket taker offers? Oh man, you got to get yourself one. You just go like that, boom, bada boom, and the coats come off pretty easily. Just my cousin Joshy got this for me. And he's Israeli, and he says every Israeli kitchen has one. I go, it's interesting. Okay. And I've had it for a long, long time. And I've had to get one other because somebody was cooking in my kitchen. I'm not naming any names. It's not my wife, but somebody else was cooking in my kitchen. And the garlic thing disappeared. I have a feeling it went to the trash somewhere. All right. I just cut my little edges off. Gonna check on my onions. Tom, checking on your onions that they don't burn. Boy, I wish you guys could smell this because it smells really good. I've got 4 cloves of garlic, by the way. I'm gonna slice them up because this recipe calls for sliced. So it won't have as strong a garlic flavor as if the garlic was minced or crushed. The smaller you cook, the smaller you cut the garlic, the more flavorful it becomes. And in this case, we don't want an over garlicky because it's a Moroccan. We want to have more of the sweet come out than the Italian garlic style. Okay. So again, hands, pause back, eyes down.
And you were talking about
going pause back, eyes down.
You were talking about the smell and that combination of the what is it? The cumin and the cinnamon and the onions. Man, it does smell really, really good.
It's beautiful. So you want to be sure and then slice your garlic though, so that it doesn't overtake the beautiful sweet Moroccan smell. Okay, I want to slice it pretty thinly. Okay, I hear you. That was the time, my timer going off for the preserved lemons, of which I am now going to keep them up. I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna uncover it so it can cool, and I'm gonna take it off of the stove. Put it over there. And that smells really pretty darn good too. Okay, so I've got I'm cooking here slowly. And I've really got my stove way down. This stove is like, whew, we've been here almost 5 years and I'm still getting used to how quickly it heats up. I'm gonna go ahead and put my garlic in and really make sure it's on low, because it will just, it just gets so hot so quickly. I'm going to throw a little bit more olive oil in because I can. Up till now, are there any questions from the peanut gallery? No questions. All right, who's, yes? Helena. Gotta come off mute. Okay.
No, you pointed out that we could substitute delicata squash for the butternut. Are there any other kinds of squash that you could substitute for this recipe?
Well, what other kinds did you have in mind?
Um, I don't know. My husband has one great big one. I'm not even sure what it is. But we buy a whole range of squash here.
Yeah,
Um,
you know what?
the
Where's here?
we,
Where you live?
we buy the Wisconsin. We buy the acorn, all different color acorn. Um, we buy the delicata. We do buy the butternut.
Yeah, I'd say try anything, honestly, as long as, you know, with the acorn, they might be a little bit more tricky because you wouldn't eat the skin of the acorn. And you're going to want to have the skin off unless you've got a delicata, which has that fine skin.
Now, can you eat the delicata skin? We've never have.
Don eats it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very thin. It's great. And you never have to take the skin off and you just cook it and it's very flavorful. So always.
And what I'm doing here then with my butternut squash, you see how the skinny part is up here, fat part down there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the skinny part off, and I'm going to do it by rocking it. Boom. Then I'm going to take the fat guy, and again I'm going to do a little rocking motion for myself here, and I'm going to cut it down the middle because I need to take those seeds out. Now I'm going to remove those seeds, and I'm going to slow my cooking way down over there with a so I got like an ice cream scoop thing. I see somebody in the chat, but I can't read the chat at the same time as I'm doing this. So if you're in the chat and you chatted something, if you wouldn't mind unmuting and just asking the question that you were going to ask, or make the comment you were going to make, it would be really appreciated. Unless you were giving me some information that I need, which is okay too. But you know, that's a good question. Is it Helena or Helena? Helena. You know what? If you're going to try it, I would love to hear, because you're going to use about a pound of the squash that you got. And also, if you don't want to go through this, anybody on the Zoom line here, if you just want to, okay, got my seeds out. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to peel it. So I'm going to peel it with a vegetable peeler. But if you want to make your life easy, go to the store and buy a 1-pound bag of peeled and diced squash. I would go with that if I were you. Because there's nothing, but you're not going to be able to do that, Helene, because you grow your own. I'm impressed. Do you have a big yard?
I am not the gardener. My husband does the gardening. He has two relatively big plots in the backyard, but we do have almost 2.5 acres, but a lot of it is wetlands.
Well, what does that mean, wetland?
Uh, Basically, rainwater and so on collect there.
Uh,
We live near a creek, and the water
uh-huh.
can go into the creek. We get the birds coming through different seasons and so on.
Uh-huh. Nice. It goes pretty fast when you're peeling. That's pretty fun, huh? I bet you get a lot of cool birds. All right, so here we go. I got that. And because this is 2 pounds, I'm only going to use half of it. So I'm going to use half of that size and half of the other side. And my puppy just heard cutting in the kitchen. Does anyone have a dog or cat that hears cutting in the kitchen and runs in? Oh boy. Missy loves fruits and vegetables. I taught her well. All right, we got this guy here. Yeah, no, this is nothing you eat. No, sweetheart, you don't eat squash. It's not part of your food groups. She loves cucumbers. All right, I'm gonna get these guys going here. And I couldn't find a 1 pound squash. So Don is onto it with that delicata. I like that. All right, got all my scraps here. We have an in-home composter. It's called the Mill that we just love. I mean, those of you who live on a lot more land than we live on and not in Phoenix probably use compost. There we go. Don, are you ahead of me? Are you all set with your squash?
I haven't. I'm assuming we're going to do like in what, 1 inch or something like that, cubes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We're going to do 1 inch cubes. Yep.
I've started doing that.
Okay, 1 inch cubes is good. Yep. Just trying to see where my yeah. Well, maybe it depends on how quickly you want it to cook. And like I told you, I'm not patient, so I'm going with 1 inch cubes. So like that, you'll cut your fat part and then just boom, boom. But to recap what we've got going on over here in the pan already is we finished our lemon, and that's resting on the side. And then we've got our onion and our spices, the cumin and the cinnamon and the garlic on the stove like that. And Mitzi is in here thinking this is for her, and I have to tell her it's not. Hey, you, down. Yeah, because what I've got left here is probably about 1 pound. I do have a scale, but I'm not gonna, with cooking, Don and I were talking before we got started today. Cooking is not science. Baking is science. Baking is like chemistry. Cooking, So how many of you out there are cooks? Like to cook? Yeah. Would you agree on that, Joel? That cooking is, and also we got Valerie in Vermont. Wow. Almost time for bed.
Yeah, I think a recipe is an idea, not a instruction guide.
Exactly, my kind of guy. 100%. 100%. It's an idea. And where are you calling in from, Joel?
Richmond, Indiana.
Richmond, Indiana.
It's between, if you go from Indy straight to the east, it's on the state line.
Gotcha. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, know exactly what you're talking about.
You didn't go to the university, did you?
This is where I went to seminary, and yeah, I didn't leave.
Okay.
Oh, you did? I see. Let's see, we've got this piece here too. We're still okay. And Valerie's in Vermont, and you're in Portland, Oregon. One of my nieces lives there. She went to Lewis and Clark and stayed. Portland's a great city. But so is Burlington, Vermont. I used to live in New England. One of the many places I've wandered to.
Where did you say? I missed that.
Hmm?
Where did you say you lived?
I lived in New England. I lived in the Boston area.
Oh, okay, nice.
But I traveled all over in New England. I've been to Burlington for sure. Yeah, New England was great. I lived in Boston for 15 years.
Wow.
I know I don't look that old, but I did.
And yes, Portland is a great city, but I wanted to say that I went to school in Boulder. I am an alum of the University of Colorado.
Nice.
Wow.
Buffaloes.
Yeah, go Buffs.
I was an alum in part of DU, but that was for a few years. But I went to DU.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Had a good time. I went there. I went to a bunch of places. I lived all over the world.
For those that don't know, DU is Denver University.
Yeah. Denver University. Yep. But I used to go up to Boulder as well. All right. So who's got their squash ready? Me, Don. I guess that's the only ones who need to have their squash ready. So what we're going to do next is I turned my onions off so they wouldn't burn like crazy. I'm also going to add just a little bit more olive oil. Maybe I was Italian in my last life. I don't know. And I'm going to go ahead and put in my squash. So the squash is going in now. All right. And I'm going to cook it for about, I'm putting the heat up on this, Don, so it cooks a little bit faster. Because we have company that don't want to be here all night. So if I cook it a little faster, then you get home sooner. Oh, you are at home. I knew it was something like that. All right. So I'm gonna just cook it for a little bit here. And I'm gonna go ahead and cover it. Because I want to steam it just a little bit. This guy's over here. Put him back here. Don't need that guy anymore. Let's see. Then we're going to do that. Yeah. I'm going to cook it for about 5. I'm putting my timer on. Even though I'm putting the real timer on here on the stove because it's loud. I guess the one on the phone is too, but I'm going old school. All right, so I've got that, and then we're going to do that. Okay. All right. This should not take so much longer here. Perfect. Got it. So we're just going to get the butternut squash cooking a little bit. The thing that we want to avoid is cooking it too much because we're not making butternut squash puree. We still want to have a bite to it. And your delicata squash, you're going to really need to watch that, Don, because that will cook a lot quicker than the butternut squash. So that's what I say about that.
So I jumped the gun and put my broth in. So I got to really watch it because it's going to soften quickly.
Oh, you already put your broth in. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I jumped the gun.
That's okay. Jump the gun. That's all right. I appreciate that. Nothing wrong with jumping the gun. You're a step ahead of the chef, but that's okay. Good thing. Yeah, and the truth is, you probably could put everything in at once. Like I said, what we want to avoid is having the squash too soft. Because we're not making a puree, as I said, we're making a stew. So we really want to keep the integrity of the squash in there. Are you doing butternut squash, Valerie?
Yes. Yep. And I doubled the recipe because I had a big squash as well.
Yeah, and I have the recipe, so I wouldn't be here all day cutting squash in front of you guys. I didn't want to keep you after school. That's good. All right. So, yeah, here we go. It's cooking up a little nicely now. Here's my spoon. Boop, 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 boop. Whoa! Had a piece of squash fly out of the stove here, fly out of my pan. I should mention too to you guys that if you're liking what you're doing today, I have a YouTube channel that's called BeJoy in the Kitchen, and it'll be on my contact information later on. But I do all plant-based recipes that are generally pretty quick, and usually are under 10 minutes because I'll have all the ingredients prepped before I turn on the camera, which is high tech. It's my phone inside my cabinet over here, popped up against a box of matzah. And that's it. But yeah, it's called BeJoy in the Kitchen. It's also on Facebook under me, under Bethjoy. So if you, like I say, if you want to, have some more recipes that are kind of fun, hop on there. Okay. What I want to do, got a minute and 25 left on my clock here. So, Valerie, how is yours looking?
It looks good. I was wondering about how much, because I'm kind of doing the put it all in, like you were saying. So how much lemon juice and preserved lemon am I going for? I'm using a jarred preserved lemon, which I had on hand.
Jar. Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna use half a lemon, which is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably about 3 slices, depending on how big they are.
And then the lemon juice that was also called for?
The lemon juice was just to cook the preserved lemon in.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah, it was just so that we could cook it up quickly instead of having to wait for a week or two. Or have you made them before?
Made what?
Preserved
lemons?
lemons?
No. No, I bought them for a recipe not long ago, ironically, so I had them.
That's good. Yeah, they're I love them. They're really good, but some of the recipes are very, very intense. It takes weeks. So I thought I found this one, and then I lost it, and then I found it again. So it's like the quick version, 10 minutes. Can't go wrong. Alrighty. Now you're going to, there goes my timer. That's off. Next thing we're going to put in, I want to make sure I got it straight here. All right, now we're going to add our 4 cups of vegetable broth, either homemade or my favorite is Imagine Foods, quite honestly, but they didn't have it when I was at the store. So. Gonna make a little sizzle. And you hear that calm right down. That we're going to add our either 3.5 cups of freshly cooked chickpeas, which is what I've chosen to do. And you know what? If you've got the time, you guys, fresh chickpeas, doing it yourself from dried, the dried chickpeas soaked overnight or do a quicker soak if you need to. And as opposed to the cans, I think they're pretty much 100% better. Anyone else agree out there with that?
Totally. And I bought an Instapot, changed my life. I haven't bought a can since.
Ah, yay.
Because it's so easy and so fast in the Instapot.
That's what I hear. I have never used an Instapot.
Now I've got it going in the background with my rice, which is perfectly cooked every time using that too.
Oh, yay. And then you're going to put your tomatoes in too. Now, these I did buy in a can. This is a 14.5 ounce can. Pop that in. Whoa. All right. Then we're going to go ahead and cook this. I'm going to put the heat up a little bit. I'm going to cover it. I'm going to first bring it to, actually, first I'm going to bring it to a boil. But then again, you know, I told you I was an impatient cook, right? So you can go ahead and cover it if you want to right away. I don't know what you do, Joel, but I'm not patient all the time.
I have, I've certainly heard, I've been resisting the Instapot.
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer, just, you know, I don't know, because I just do stuff without it. But certainly people that I talk to say it is a wonderful thing.
I know I hear that too. And I've resisted that and the air fryer. Neither one. Is that what they're called? Air fryers? Yeah. I've never, I borrowed someone's once and I didn't understand it. So I kind of just went, huh. Does anyone out here have an air fryer?
I love that.
You guys love them, huh? Right? Well, good to hear.
I enjoyed my Instant Pot while it survived, but it's all digital. Didn't last very long. So now I just got a pressure cooker for the stove.
I was always, you know, way back in my life, I cooked macrobiotics for a while, and everything was done in the pressure cooker. But in the beginning, I was scared to death of it. I thought this thing's gonna go like that, you know, clapboard factory. But you look like you're all intact there. So I guess nothing really ever happened with it. Yeah.
I have the air fryer, but I don't really use it very much. I mean, I don't end up frying stuff very much. And tofu, it's supposed to be great that way, and I've tried it, but I don't find it that much better or different than just baking it. And to me,
yeah, and right on a sheet pan, right? Yeah.
A parchment lined sheet pan, and it's just hardly any cleanup.
Exactly. No, it's really, yeah. I prefer. Well, I don't do that because my wife doesn't eat soy, but I use pumfu, and I don't know if any of you out there have ever heard of pumfu, which is the same type of a product consistency as in mouthfeel as tofu, only it's made from pumpkin seeds. And they have that at natural grocers and natural food stores. I'm not plugging for natural grocers because I like them all equally. They're all my friends. All right. So this is going to come to a boil. I think, you know what? We'll take a short commercial break here. Don't go away. Stay by your screen. Don's going to put up a video for us, and we're going to take a little watch of that. And I'm going to ask you to pay some attention because you might learn something really cool. And I'm leaving him to do the video because every time I do it, it just kind of boomer screwed up.
Juice Plus really helps bridge that gap between what we're supposed to be eating and what we do eat.
Juice Plus provides the nutrients from 30 different fruits and vegetables every day. And they're micronutrients. You don't need a whole lot of them. You just need a little bit every day.
Such a quick, easy, once a day, simple thing to do.
Juice Plus is a complement to a great diet. It doesn't substitute for one. It doesn't make up for a bad diet. But like a fine wine complements a good meal, Juice Plus complements a good diet. We just can't eat that variety of foods every single day.
Juice Plus capsules are non-GMO. They are vegan.
Tested for herbicides, pesticides, yeast, mold, and fungus. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, even the capsule.
Juice Plus helps in making healthy living easier because of what I call the 3 E's. It's effective, and we know that it works because of the research. It's efficient. How quick, easy is it? I mean, if you have time to yawn, you can swallow the capsule. And it's economical.
But my favorite thing is that they're super easy. That it's just a 5-second thing in my morning, and I can flood my body with all these fruits and vegetables.
I like the Juice Plus mantra, one simple change. And I use that in my medical practice a lot.
When you tell somebody to change their diet, you might as well ask them to learn a new language, especially if they're an adult, because so much of our life is centered around food. But if you ask somebody to take some capsules, that's one simple change.
I like to look at Juice Plus as the one simple change to help get people started.
We're not asking them to go out and run a marathon. We're not asking them to join a gym. We're simply saying, with your nutrition, try making one simple change.
Habits are tough to change, but if you start slowly and just start one at a time, then you'll notice after that you want to do more of the healthy things and less of the bad things.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate that. So, just a word about, has anyone here heard of the Juice Plus company ever? No, because Don has because of me. All right, because it's not on the shelves in your regular store. It's not on the shelves at all in any store, actually. It's really a heart-to-heart, mouth-to-mouth, person-to-person business model. But I've been involved with the Juice Plus company for now the last 17 and a half years. And there's not a day, a week, a month, or a year that's gone by where I have not taken Juice Plus. It is just it's how I stay healthy. You know, I eat healthy, but as they said, you can't eat enough. Honestly, I was all like this when I first learned about it. I go, I know everything there is to know about nutrition, and I have a really good diet. And the friend who brought Juice Plus to me actually was my wife's boss, who's a naturopathic physician. She said, but wouldn't you rather have the whole orange instead of peel and all? Other than the part that, Rainbow Light tells you need. And I said, maybe. And then she told me, and at the time we had 28 peer-reviewed, gold standard clinical research studies done on real people around the world that were published in prestigious academic journals. And I went, got my attention, because I was in the business, in the natural foods business, and nobody, none of the companies that I represented had clinical research. They all had what we call piggyback research. Oh, vitamin C is good for this. We have vitamin C, so our product's good for this. And it changed my life. It changed my attitude. It changed how I look at walking out of the house in the morning with the nutritional benefits of 30 different fruits and vegetables in my life. Plus, we also have shakes, and we have an omega, and we've got other products, but this is the fundamental. So I can't help but share it with people because I really want to help people. And if you're anything like me, and I think, a lot of you are on here who have good diets, but I'm not going to go on and on because I get all passionate about it. And I've been passionate about it for the last 17 years. And 17 years and counting and still going. So if, Don's going to show my contact information after, and if anybody has any questions or even has an inkling of tell me more, I am happy, as you can tell, happy to share more, but also happy to know more about you and what your goals might be and what you do now. We're not going to do that in front of everybody here now, but, I would love to, have an opportunity to chat with any one of you. Because I care. That's really why I do it, because I really care about helping people. Yeah. All right, y'all. We're moving on to the
And I see that Helena has her hand up.
Yeah.
Did you want to say something?
Yeah. This is related to the squash.
Yes.
This is an overgrown summer squash from my husband's garden.
Oh my God, look, it's a baseball bat. It's
about 2 feet long, and we're trying to figure out what to do with it. So I'm very open to suggestions.
I what I will say about a squash that's that size, I honestly, compost it. It's not going to make a very flavorful or a very tender. What you can try and do, honestly, and I wouldn't even go as far as to try and cut that thing, maybe in half and then half again. But maybe if you just roast it, you can cut it in, half this way and then roast it. And you roast it with some red onions, sliced red onions. And then when you take it out of the oven, you want to serve it, you can serve it with a tahini and lemon kind of a thing. I didn't make that up. I got that I think I got it from Michael Solomonoff, the chef from Zahav in Philadelphia. He's one of my chef crushes. And so look up Zahav. But yeah, he does the rings, like it's cutting this way and then boom, 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 boom. But I think it's going to be pretty tough. I'm not sure it's going to be super flavorful. Could be a little old, but I'm not saying it's old, but I'm just saying
that's what we were guessing.
Yeah,
But
that's my
we
experience.
can try it.
You can try it. It doesn't hurt to try it. Might as well. But yeah, that's the only suggestion I have for that puppy because it looks pretty big and old. All right, we're going to do a mango lassi with cardamom. So I've got my mango. I'm going to show you a bit of a mango hack, which is to cut along the side of again, watch those hands, along the side vertically where that middle piece is. I guess it's called the pit. Both sides. You can also do this with frozen mango. You don't need to start out like this if you don't want to. Frozen is easy. Then you're going to take your glass. Let's hope this is going to work. Whoa! This is kind of a big mango, but go like that. Use your strength. And you're going to go boom, 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 boom. Has anyone seen this hack before? It's a good one. And some mangoes are easier than others, but I think I got it. Hey, look at that, y'all. Pretty darn good. Here it is. Wow. Pretty cool. And then you're going to cut the other. I'm going to just go ahead and do the whole guy here. And I'm going to. Wow. Okay. I did pretty good. Yes. Look at that. I'm pretty proud of myself, gotta say. All right, where's my mango lassi? Yogurt, right, there we go. I knew I had some. Okay, there we go. Okay, well, and then I'm gonna just cut the rest of it. Is anybody else gonna try in the mango hack? Don, are you gonna try it? Valerie, how did you get your mango?
I cheated and used frozen chunks this time, but I also, when I do use fresh, because they're a little hard to find this season in Vermont, but I have one of those mango splitters. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Oh, no, never seen it.
But it's for mangoes. It's so handy.
Oh my gosh, no, I've never seen a mango split.
Yeah, because we love mangoes. So
Oh man, I'd like to see a picture of that. Or can you show us right now?
Yeah, let me hold it up. I have it right here.
Okay, great.
So just to contrast, here's an apple core, right?
Yeah.
But
oh
it's
my gosh.
I don't know if you can see without a black background. Let me put it against.
I can see. It is so cool.
So it just goes right down, gets that big pit in the middle, which you can then kind of gnaw on. It's still got a little juicy stuff on it. But then you've got the two halves that are really easy to peel.
Whoa.
Pampered Chef makes a great mango cutter. Looks very similar to yours, Valerie.
What brand, Pat?
Pampered Chef.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Pampered
I
Chef.
think it's that OXO that makes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I haven't seen Pampered Chef in a while. I have a couple of fun things from 20 years ago from one of those parties. That was really fun.
Wow, that is very cool.
A friend's having a pampered chef party this month, but that's okay. Keep cooking.
Wow. Hey, I forget this glass. I'm going out and buying one of those guys. I'm sure that they have them at the some store somewhere. All right, I'm going to cut my mango up now.
Actually, I don't think they do. Pat can correct me, but I think you have to go to a pampered chef.
Oh, you have to go to a
chef
party, right?
party.
I've been to one a long time ago. It's kind of like a Tupperware party. It's just like going to a Juice Plus party. Ultimate party.
You can always go and order online, but Target carries a lot of those Oxgo products too. So,
Oh, yeah. Wow. I love that idea. Oh, it's so exciting. I didn't know that they made that thing. I thought I had to use this glass on all my muscle, which isn't bad. Okay, so I got my mango in I have a Vitamix. I love my Vitamix. This is not a Vitamix ad, but I'm telling you.
I'll pile on that. Love it.
You can grind cement in it, right? I never tried. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and add my yogurt. I like this brand myself, and I don't know how you pronounce it. It's Cocoyun. This is a pure coconut, and it's not super coconutty flavor to it. It really does. Have you ever seen this one, Don? You guys ever seen this one? And it's a nice one. Valerie, do you like this one?
I haven't tried that one, and I've seen it at the store, so I'll give it a try now. I'm partial to the Siggies, the non-dairy Siggies.
Oh, Siggy's, yeah. Siggy's good.
Yeah,
Siggy's
I've
is a
seen
good
it.
one.
I've
Forage
seen it,
is
but never
also a
tried it.
nice one. Soy Delicious used to be one of my clients, but it's too coconutty for me.
I'm using the Kite Hill Greek style.
Oh yeah, Kate Hill's good. I like Kate Hill. All right, so I'm gonna get my my yogurt in there with my mango. I mean, you can't go wrong with a good mango lassi.
How much yogurt was it? Remind me.
1 cup. Okay. Those things there. All right. And then on your cardamom, 1/4 teaspoon on your cardamom. Yeah, 1/4 teaspoon. Or if you really like cardamom, I guess you can go a little higher, but honestly, cardamom's got a very strong flavor. Okay, so I'm going to go right on the 1/4 teaspoon mark on the cardamom. And then I'm going to put a 1/2 cup of ice in there too, because I like it really frothy. Whoop. Or about as half a. How many cubes you think you'd like in there? Not too many. Get this back in the freezer. And I'm going to let it fly. Now, if you've ever seen my YouTube or my YouTube or my Facebook, there's a specific way we do this. Because it's very loud, we need to cover our ears. And because it's kind of fun, I will show you the Vitamix dance. And here we go. That's saying you got to do that, but it's awful fun. Let's pour this out. In fact, I'm going to use the same jar that I peeled the mango with. I'm not going to fill it up all the way because I'll leave some for Arlene. Yum. Wow. Can you taste that? Really good. I promise you, when you make it, you'll love it. All right. I think that I'm going to get a fork to test my squash, but I'm sure that Don's must be done by now for sure. Oh yeah, we're going good here. Like I said, you don't want it to be puree. You want to have a bite to it. And now it's time to put in my preserved lemons. So it's calling for a half of a preserved lemon. And what we're going to do is this. Put these guys down here. And the preserved lemon, you just use the peel. And you don't have to be precise about it. Valerie, on your preserved lemons in the jar, did they have the center in them? They just have the peel, correct? The outer portion.
It has the center.
It has the center, huh?
Yeah.
I always use just the peel. But you can go ahead and use what, either way. I'm going to cut them up. Again, pause back. And Don, did you make your own lemons?
I made my own. How large are you cutting? Like little,
little dices. Little dices.
Inch? Okay.
Little dice. Yeah, little. Because you want it to get spread around and you don't want to end up with a big piece in your mouth. So you're going to do that. And I've got some of the center, here, but mostly at least in the recipes I've read. Anybody else have anything to say about preserved lemons that they might know that I don't? Because it's for sure I don't know everything. Anybody else used them before? Nope. No one else? Okay. Good. You get to use them for your first time. I'm excited. Now, I will send out the recipe, and there's only one ask I have, is that when you make it, you send back a picture. And you've got my email. You will have it. I would love to see a picture, and I'd love to hear how you and your family enjoy it, or your friends, whoever you're going to have it with.
I'm going to sign off, but I promise to send a picture. This has just been delightful. Thank you so much, and I appreciate the community in the chat. Thank you all.
Thank you for coming.
Okay, be well. Appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. Come back again. Next one is February 1st. On my actual cooking in Zoomunity, it'll be like Don and some friend. Oh, he's going to be away. Yes. Okay, and then we've got a cup of olives that will be your choice. I'm using plain black kids olives because that's what Arlene likes. And I like them too. I like all sorts of olives, but she'd like the Kalamata. If I was making it just for me, Kalamata. But I'm doing these, and it's fine. I like these as well. And I'm going to put a cup of those in. But whatever color you want. Green, red, purple, blue. And I'm just going to let that simmer just a little bit to get enough of the flavor in. Let's see. Yep. Yep, that's it. Not even letting it simmer. I'm going to, we're not going to eat this right now. It's 4:15, too early for dinner for us. But I am going to serve it over organic brown basmati rice. You don't have to do that if you're a white rice person. Serve it over whatever kind of rice you like, but it's best over rice.
One of the other, there was another spice. I don't know if it's still coming or not. It's the, what's the Indian or the Spanish
the saffron.
saffron, or substitute the yellow
You could substitute the turmeric
turmeric. Have
if
we
you
put that
wanted to.
in? Have
You
we
can put that in. I didn't because I figured most people didn't have saffron because it's very expensive and it doesn't add a whole lot except a little bit of color. But Don, go ahead and put that in now if you want to.
Okay, I have the turmeric.
Turmeric is fine, just about an eighth of a teaspoon of that. Well, it just give you a little bit of color. And yes, you can put that in now. This lassi is good. Mm. Oh, yummy. Gotta say, not gonna lie, it is delicious. Can't wait for you guys to make it. Send me pictures of that too. Oh, I don't want to keep you after school. We've been on here about an hour and 15. And this was my short-winded version. But when I do the YouTube stuff, y'all, they're all under 10 minutes. So don't think, oh, I gotta listen to her for an hour and a half. Forget about it. They're just, all the recipes are under 10 minutes. They're really quick guys. Very quick. And most of them, are just, they're all plant-based, all gluten-free, and all dairy-free. I like to call them plant-based rather than vegan because people hear vegan and they like, some kind of cardboard.
Okay.
Just walk around here and hopefully the cats will come with me.
Okay. Well, that's me. Any questions? Comments?
Smells good. Haven't
I know,
tasted
doesn't it?
Haven't tasted it yet.
I haven't either, but that looks good to me.
The the mango lassi also looks good. I haven't tasted it yet. I don't have the the high-speed blender, so I made it in a regular blender, but I think it looks okay. You just have to.
They're kind of right. It should be fine in a
Yeah,
regular
I just
blender.
had to stir it around some. It wasn't happy with all the ice, but it's okay.
Yeah, the ice in a regular blender probably wouldn't be as happy.
Yeah.
But
But it's
stir it
okay.
around, get it, even sometimes in the vitamin.
Oh, one other thing is I think it called for some black pepper.
Probably. Did I forget that?
Okay.
I love Don. I like forget to put stuff in and he goes, BJ, what about this? I go, oh yeah. You're right. In fact, you're right.
Just making sure.
Yeah, no, it's the little black pepper, the little salt. But the salt came from the preserved lemons. So you don't want to put any additional salt in it. But the pepper and the turmeric, I love that. I love reserving the right to be wrong. I didn't make that up. Whoa.
BJ, is this a dish that's good for a little heat too?
You can if you'd like, sure. Sure. I would add some Aleppo pepper to it if you wanted to make it a little hotter. Or you could put some sriracha in it and serve that on the side, in case you have people that want a more mild Moroccan dish. Or harissa, which is Moroccan.
Mm-hmm.
A little harissa on it if you want some heat to it. Harissa is good. I mean, you can make it yourself or you can buy it in the store.
Mm-hmm.
I used to represent a harissa company, but dang, dog, I can't remember. I retired and I just went, wiped all that. I don't know about anyone else who's retired. What?
Have you turned yours off now? Or is
Yes.
it still simmering?
Depending how much I've turned mine off because my squash is good to go. And again, this is not a saute, this is a stew, but it's not a puree. So I have like this guy here. He's soft, but not squishy. Got a bite to it. That is good.
Yeah.
Wow. What time is dinner?
Now.
Yours are probably definitely done because mine is done.
Mine is perfect.
Mine too. Wow. High five on that, co-chef. I can taste the preserved lemon. Can't wait for you guys to make this. Who's gonna make this? Raise your hand. Yay.
Can I ask what other dishes you recommend using the preserved lemon in? I thought that part was really interesting.
Anything that's Moroccan, Middle Eastern. I don't see too many Italian dishes with preserved lemons. I see mostly the Middle Eastern Mediterranean. So, I would if you I think I have a couple other ones somewhere in my files, but if you just Google, I love that word. My mom, God bless her, she's no longer with us, but this is like 15 years ago. She learned the word Google. She goes, Google it, Google it. But it's really pretty handy. Yeah, anything that has those sweet kind of to counter sweet.
So,
Jackie,
I'm curious if you do any Persian cooking.
funny
Yeah.
you should mention that. Funny you should mention that. I'll show you something. Maybe. Persian. Where is that Persian cookbook? It's around here somewhere. Well, I guess I will. Oh, here it is. When we were living in California, my rabbi gave me this book. It's called Persian Food from the Non-Persian Bride and Other Kosher Sephardic Recipes You'll Love. I love this book. It's not all plant-based. It's got some of everything.
Yeah.
A lot of, and this is a preserved lemon. Persian cooking. Do you cook Persian foods?
I used to. I lived in Iran for several years, and
so
I've eaten a lot of Persian food. It's my favorite. And I don't cook much of anything at all anymore, but I'm trying to get started. Now that since I became plant-based, I don't quite know how to do that with Persian food.
Or just, you know what?
Just leave out the meat. I know I can do that.
No, I wouldn't just leave out the meat because there are plant recipes in here for sure. But the thing that is really, people talk about AI and they're running away from AI, and I have to tell you, ChatGPT is my friend. And why is ChatGPT my friend? When I say, hey, Chat, create a recipe using preserved lemons and cauliflower.
I see.
I mean, I'm telling you, it's really, really a very useful tool for doing things like that.
And I would second that. And you can say things like, use preserved lemons and, whatever you have on hand and make it a Persian influenced dish. And it figures it out.
It's amazing, right? Like,
Yeah.
mind blowing.
Yeah. Or make a plant-based version of haresht or so. Just put in the name of the food and say I want it plant-based.
I just said that with I told Don on February 1st is when our next cooking in Zoomunity is going to be. And I'm sending out the shopping list this week. And what I said to ChatGPT, because it's generally made, shakshuka is generally made with eggs. And I said, please create a plant-based recipe for shakshuka. And kaboom! Came back with, use this instead of that. And yeah, really good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I love Persian, Text me anytime about Persian stuff. I love my cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a great opportunity you had.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Thank you.
Sure, absolutely. Well, thank you, everybody. I really thank you, Don, for inviting me. Thank you all for showing up. And Don, I will send the actual recipes. And Pat, nice to see you. So nice to see your name is the right name and all that.
Yes.
Anyway, Thank you very much, everybody. And again, thank you, Don. And don't, be joy in your own kitchen and enjoy the yum. Till next time.
You were a delight, BJ. Thank you.
Sure.
Great session, great sounding recipe.
Yes. You're welcome.
I'm having it for dinner tonight. I mean, when we do these things monthly, I cook every time, and that's dinner for the next few days. So I just have to time it right. So it's great. So thanks everybody for showing up. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Don.